Good evening. It's very nice to have you here tonight. I know you're all close to the end now, cramming for those final exams. So, on behalf of this distinguished institution, I'd like to wish you an early congratulations for your imminent graduation. We can't wait to see you make what you make of yourselves once you go back home and put into practice what we've given you in theory over these past 6 months. But for now, enjoy this little field trip. Take the opportunity to engage those brains and really feel the experience you're about to have. It's a special one. Now, I know it's a little damp in here, but what do you expect? These caverns have been preserved exactly as they were built over 15 years ago. A little dirty, too, so watch those insignia and epaulets. You look all so lovely in your uniforms, you wouldn't want to go home smeared and sullied. Trust me, those kooks and cranks will take care of that soon enough. And so, inside this door, a world beyond your imaginings awaits. Things you've never dreamed you'd actually see, even if you've heard whispers and rumors. Things you'll see as if in a dream. Are you ready? I know you are. Voila. Come in and try to believe your eyes. All the dirt and rock may not be anything to write home about, but look over there, hanging so modestly from the wall. Just look at it. Can you believe it? How immaculate the manacles, how tiny the chains, how you won't just see this anywhere else in the world. The links, so delicate, so beautiful, yet able to shackle those slender wrists forever, no matter how hard they try to Houdini their way out. So petite, or I say cute, and beneath the grime. Do you see it? That's right. Solid gold, which our guests would always know. We would tell them just how expensive these accommodations were, so they knew just how much we really wanted them here, how much we valued their perspective, how much we needed their help. Now then, there's much to see. Look over in the corner. Do you see it sitting quietly on the top shelf, like a miniature mummy sarcophagus? Oversized Russian doll? Oh yes, believe your eyes. As you can see, it's just the right size to be toddled into. 30 inches tops. Oh, there were many prototypes built by some of the most masterfully, fully man-sized metallurgists money could buy, but something was always off. Like stars without stripes, or a coup without the grass. Go ahead, take a closer look. Opening it up, it's a thing of beauty. Yes, alluring even, but open it up and it's a whole new world. 112 perfectly placed. Can't remember the technical term. Let's just call them spikes. Stainless steel and pricklier than your mother-in-law's tongue. And as you'll see, they're not quite stainless. Can you believe the detail? These blotches you see splattered everywhere? It's consummate stagecraft. Like Hershey's syrup and food coloring, and voila. It's almost looked like they've been used. But back to its unbelievable exterior, again, almost exactly like a Russian doll. Because we wanted it to be as toy-like as possible to mitigate the psychological ramifications. An important part of the process, as you've learned. You've got to give them hot and cold showers, as the saying goes. But we never spared the rod either, or at least didn't despair the dramatic holding of the rods over their heads. As I've already intimated, everything down here is really just one massive prop, essentially. Just the entire time, even now, is truly almost completely just for show. You know? It had to feel real. So it does. I know. I can tell you guys are speechless. Run your hands over its pearly perimeter trim. Gaze at your reflection and its burnished surface, almost like a mirror. Let your inner narcissist rejoice. Which, word to the wise? is one thing we would always accuse our tiny charges of whenever we caught them looking at their own reflection. Tell them what little self-absorbed little shits they were, just to make them feel a little worse about themselves. They deserved what they were getting, which by birthright, of course they did. You see, that shame would make them want our approval even more, beyond the obvious reasons, which, as Stockholm says, would make them love us. Tell us things we never even asked, things we never even suspected were brewing. But if they still refuse to talk, we just say, oh, that's all right. It's a free world. No one's making you do anything. So go ahead, mum's the word if you want. Go ahead, take one last look before stepping into its jaws. Go ahead and enjoy that unblemished baby face while you can, because the next time you look in the mirror, you're going to be blinded by the daylight beaming through your mouth, out the hole in the back of your throat. Just a little joke. Seriously, we never said that. We didn't have to. Yes, go ahead, laugh, join in. This room rejoices when it echoes with laughter. It can be such a festive place. We would even have the occasional birthday party down here. Clowns and balloons and piñatas, chock full of candy and cigarettes. Oh no, ma'am, are you okay? Are you all right? You look a little pale. You know, the air, it's a little stagnant. Please, if you must, could you just throw up and just use that chamber pot looking thingamajigger over there? It's, yes, that, you know. I know, it looks like a nice piece of pottery. It was intentional too. Pretty. The formal name is, something or other. I can't remember, but we just call it the fecal feeder, so I'm sure you get the drift of what it was supposed to do. A little turnabout never does anybody wrong now, does it? I mean, how many dirty diapers have you had to deal with in your life while they were screaming and squawking as if you were hurting them? You were just trying to extricate them from their own shit. Didn't you ever just want to, you know, take the diaper, shove it down their gullet, just to shut them up? You know, teach them a lesson. I mean, not really. Of course not, not literally. Duh. Oh, there you go, sweetheart. Just let it all go, and don't worry. It's clean, like I said. It's not like it's ever cradled actual caca, right? This is a museum after all, and I can personally assure you, I've been told numerous times that none of these things have ever been used. And trust me, we're the only place like this in the world. The rumors you might have heard about the iterations out there open for business somewhere in the shadowy network and blah, blah, blah. It's just a bunch of babble and brouhaha from malcontents with nothing better to do than chase ghosts. Look, it's all right. Weak little fuckling, you! You there, next to her. You know, hold her hair back while she finishes up. Don't any of you start vomiting too. Otherwise, I might have to break out the Billy Shears you see sitting over there. Kind of like a reverse head lice removal device, if you know what I mean. One of the few things we actually get to put to regular use down here. No real harm done. They look so cute bald. God damn it! Get a hold of yourself! Are you a warrior or a whiner? Give her a good slap after you drop her hair, would you? No, really, I'm not kidding. Give her a good one right to the kisser. Oh, come on! You're afraid to hit a woman? you go. Wait, one more. Come on. Let's see it again. There you go. I take it all back. Well done. I can see the fingerprints on her cheek. Listen, dear, really. Just wipe that puke off your face and listen. More than that, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's all perfect. You're not. Worried, are you? Yes, folks. It seems we have one in every group. One little wannabe who just can't countenance the cost of doing business in a dangerous world. And who clearly won't be able to do what it takes when she gets back home. So just think of me as Willy Wonka, putting you all to the test. To make sure of your strength and resolve, and yep, someone always fails. What? Did you think this was a field trip or something? Oh, my dear, get a hold of yourself. You can still make up for this little incident by pummeling your finals, okay? And if it'll get you to stop mucking up my floor, I'll do you a favor. I'm not supposed to tell you, any of you of this until the very end of the tour, even then, but seems like an appropriate point. Okay. The biggest secret of all. Can you believe that? After all this effort and perfection, only 3,000 little feet ever pitter-pattered through these floors? Most of them even had both of their feet, both before and after. And this is huge. Every single one of them made it out. Every single one. Now, that's the very definition of success. And as I've been saying all day, these are just basically nothing more than theater pieces, just props to apply the pressure to the stubborn little buggers who wouldn't spill what we knew what they had to spill. All we'd have to do is give them the same tour I'm giving you now. The tiny little lips would tremble at the sight of those tiny chains. The tiny eyes would tear up at seeing what might happen next, and their tiny hands would shake like palsied prisoners. They'd tell us everything. Trust me, every single thing. No harm, no foul, just some food coloring and Hershey's syrup. Ingenious, no? All little rugrats needed was one look around this room to start screaming to their mommies, squealing on their daddies. That's all it ever took. I mean, please, is that why you're so shook up? What are you thinking? Of course, we'd never really use these things. They're just like nukes. They only exist so that they'll never have to be used, right? For Pete's sake, no one would actually put these props into practice. I mean, I can't speak for those monsters that we're after. Maybe they would. Us? Never. No way. Not in 11 billion years. Because that would be ridiculous.